The live-action Legend of Zelda movie comes with the risk of adapting the source material poorly, but an update from director Wes Ball will put fans at ease. The Legend of Zelda games are among Nintendo's best properties, and it's surprising it's taken this long for a movie adaptation to emerge. The upcoming Legend of Zelda movie was probably inevitable after the billion-dollar success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. However, the fact that it won't be part of Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Universe, and will be among Sony's live-action lineup instead, raises questions and concerns. The Legend of Zelda is probably one of the few Nintendo properties that actually works as a live-action film, but it's important that the project captures the feeling of the games. Given its setting, it would be too easy for the movie to lean heavily on other successful fantasy adaptations, like Game of Thrones or The Lord of the Rings. Doing so would strip The Legend of Zelda of what makes it unique, and it could give it a tone that's too dark and different from the source material. Fortunately, it doesn't appear the upcoming adaptation will go that route. The Legend of Zelda movie won't be like LOTR, and that's a good thing. An update from The Legend of Zelda director Wes Ball confirms that the live-action film won't be anything like the Lord of the Rings movies or similar stories. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Ball explained that he sees the project as an awesome fantasy adventure movie that isn't like Lord of the Rings, it's its own thing. He went on to admit that he would love to see a live-action Miyazaki. This vision for the film is a promising one, and it shows that the creatives behind the live-action Legend of Zelda understand the source material, and that they're committed to adapting it right. Ball's comments should put worried Zelda fans at ease. Not only do they showcase the director's passion for the story he's adapting, but they promise a movie that's far more than a cash grab. Studios sometimes utilize huge IP without putting much thought into the execution, and it wouldn't be surprising if Sony wanted to replicate the Lord of the Rings recipe for success. Fortunately, that doesn't seem to be what's happening with the live-action Legend of Zelda. Instead, the project seems free to embrace the game's distinct style and tone. That will help win over fans who are skeptical about the upcoming film. Zelda director's Miyazaki comparison makes the live-action movie more exciting. The fact that the live-action Legend of Zelda movie won't use the Lord of the Rings as a model is a relief, but Ball's Hayao Miyazaki comparison is even more exciting. Miyazaki's best movies include Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and Totoro, all fantasy stories that capture whimsy and wonder similar to that of the Legend of Zelda games. Imagining a Legend of Zelda movie in the style of Studio Ghibli is easy to do, and this aesthetic fits the Nintendo franchise well. It's difficult to see how that will translate to live action. Still, it's clear that Ball is on the right track when it comes to Zelda's setting and tone. Why now is the perfect time for live-action Legend of Zelda? Ball is obviously passionate about The Legend of Zelda, which makes now the perfect time to adapt the games as a live-action film franchise. After the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Sonic the Hedgehog, it's safe to say video game adaptations are having a moment. And other recent adaptations, from HBO's The Last of Us to Netflix's One Piece, have proven that bringing beloved source material to the screen can work incredibly well, even when it seems risky to take on. The most important thing, especially when adaptations come with high expectations, is that the creatives behind the project are just as dedicated as the fans. Given Ball's thoughtful approach to the live-action Legend of Zelda movie, it appears to meet this standard. Even so, it's still too soon to say whether The Legend of Zelda will join other recent video game movies in their critical and commercial success. Casting the live-action Zelda movie properly and choosing the right story will go a long way to ensuring the project is well received. A lot rests on these kinds of creative decisions. Fortunately, Ball's comments about the upcoming The Legend of Zelda film inspire confidence in his ability to make such choices, and bring the beloved Nintendo world to life in a satisfying way.